What's up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and countrymen? Welcome to TraillBlazerz Radio. I am your host, Mr. Frederick Beaty, and I thank you guys for tuning in to us. You guys could have been anywhere else, but you guys are right here with us, and I appreciate that. Want you to continue to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at TraillBlazerz Radio, and also follow us on LinkedIn at TraillBlazerz Radio. We got some great things coming for you guys down the pike. Also, this particular show is proudly sponsored by. Let's see, who is it? Who is it? Who is it sponsored by? I forgot who was sponsoring this show. I forgot who paying our bills.
Somebody paying it though.
I forgot who paying our bills, bro. I forgot who paying our bills. There we go. That's who paying our bills. So this show is proudly sponsored by Curvy Royal Entertainment and Travel Services, and it's also proudly sponsored by Curvy Royal Entertainment and Travel Services. Dang, I forgot who paying our bills today. Dang. Oh well, it is what it is at this point. But man, the guest we have here in the studio, in the building with us today, has no. I don't need to get this man an introduction, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself, man. So he is another page to label artist, and I'm very honored and very happy to have him in the building with us today. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna introduce to you guys. We'll introduce to some and reintroduce to so many other people. Page to label artist, Mr. FB Blacc. What's going on, dog? How are you?
What's going on, family, man? We out here living a good life, man.
That's what's up, bro.
Is another day successful, right?
That's it. Every day above ground is a good day, right?
Yeah, man.
That's it, man. So this music thing, man. When did you get started doing this?
What's crazy is, right, I started like in the choir trying to sing. But I found out quick that, I didn't quite have a voice to sing. So instead of giving up, I was like, all right, it's people doing other things like rapping. So I started rapping at like an early age.
Oh, I see. I got you. So you started rapping at an early age, but it started from singing in the choir. Now, I got to ask you this, because I had to ask you this because I'm a little curious, because I'm slightly curious. You were or you were not a preacher's kid?
No, but like the grandparents was preachers. So
close enough.
So basically, yeah.
Close enough. So that kind of qualifies you somewhat as a preacher's kid, but I don't think so, honestly speaking. So you've been doing this for quite some time. I mean, you've been rapping for quite some time. Now, are you originally from Massachusetts or are you from somewhere else?
No, like I'm born in Florida, but I was raised in Atlanta,
So Florida boys can transplant to Atlanta, then moved in and then moved to Mass. What caused that transition?
It was something different, and I'm like, with my music, I'm open minded. So like with my life, I'm real open minded. I just move and do what I have to do.
Move and adjust.
America is big, man. So, and we only live once, right?
That's it. Make it happen. But some people, I don't know, because I interviewed Farrell Bacon a couple of weeks ago, and we were discussing kind of like the dichotomy of the music scene in Mass, like, because he was saying, like, when it comes to theme from folks up north, everybody recognizes New York as the place where,
yeah.
But we were talking, and he was saying, like, well, nah, I want to change that. We want, we're here to change that. So I'm gonna ask this. So what makes Massachusetts kind of what makes Mass that the kind of like that breeding ground for music and in up north? Because like I said, you have up north, and then you got New England, yes. And then you got every other place. What is appealing about the Massachusetts music scene that drew you in?
Like it's all type of different type of talent here. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some people that can sing, some people that can sing with the auto tune, some people that can rap, you know what I'm saying? Some people, like, it's so much different type of talent. And it's a breeding town for innovation. Like, it's nothing here right now. You know what I'm saying? We have the entertainment that we have amongst each other. But when we let the world know, because it's a lot of talent here, people just sleeping. You know what I'm saying? You got Western Mass, then you got them boys up East and Boston, and they doing their things. Then you got Connecticut, them boys doing their thing. Then you got New Hampshire. You got so many other scenes. Like New England is so big. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I say, it's a lot of talent, bro. It's a lot of talent up here.
Wow. And the one thing that Pharaoh mentioned to me, like, because it's a lot of people that's talented, but like you said, people are sleeping on them.
Yeah, because when they come up north, they go straight to New York
or New Jersey
or something like that, and sleeping on New England. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like I said, it's a lot of different type of talent. It's a lot of different, and it's a different sound. You know what I'm saying?
Very much so.
Everybody used to this one sound. You come here and it's so many different mixtures. Like, it's Spanish talent. It's so much, bro. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
That and that for me, as someone who who listens to like different types of music, right now I'm on the lo-fi kick right now.
Yeah.
But for someone who listens to a different types of music, I'm always, for me, it's not for me, music isn't regional, like East Coast, West Coast, up north, all this other stuff. I mean, where you go, you're gonna hear different stuff. Everybody knows what the West Coast sounds like.
Exactly.
We all know what that sounds like. Everybody knows what down south stuff sounds like. Everybody knows what Midwest stuff sounds like. Everybody knows what some stuff in New York sound like, but nobody knows what New England sounds like.
Because they've been sleeping for so long. But this is what pays the label back, is to wake the world up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of us, man. It's a lot of us, and we grinding on an everyday basis. You know what I'm saying? And we meet in connects that's really liking our sound. So they finna be woke in a minute.
So what drew you to Page? What drew you to Page the label?
Me and Pharaoh and my other guy Ali, we're co-owners, so we just created it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh wow!
And then
so you're the third co-owner.
Yeah, it's all three of us co-owners, man, and we just were like, hey, we might as well do it and build a sound and bring it, because it needs to happen. People need to know what it sounds like. Like, everybody have an expression. To me, music is an expression of art, like of your heart, of what you really feel. That's therapy. You know what I'm saying? In the form of therapy. Like, sometimes I'm writing a lot of my songs. I'm writing, and I may be thinking about something I done been through or something that I'm going through, and I'm just releasing it on that paper at the time. So,
wow, I like that because just like someone, even because your words, your emotions and your thoughts, just as it permeates the page when you're writing a song or writing a book, it also permeates the beat and also defines that song that you've written and that you're putting in front of music. And I like that. I love that, because I don't know if there's any artist out here like that. I mean, there's some, but not all. But and I'm not gonna harp on nobody, because that's not what I do. That's not what this particular episode is about, because we're not gonna harp on nobody. But I mean, who influences you musically?
When I first started, it was Master P, because I like the frame of thought he was in. You know what I'm saying? He was like, hey man, if they want to give me $1 million, I must be worth like 100 million or 10 million or something. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that crafted me wanting to start a label. But someone that I listen to right now is Kevin Gates. I love Kevin Gates. Um, I love Rollo. I love some Davies. So, I listen to some of everybody, really.
That's what's up, man. Because I mean, when you mention Master P, man, you mentioned somebody that started from like
Ground
the
Zero.
from ground zero and built that music empire to what it is right now. And the funny part about it is, I don't know if people know this, and I'm pretty sure you do.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
he started all that on the left. He started all that on the left coast. All that he
Oh,
started all that
yeah.
on the
And
west coast.
Richmond. Yeah.
And when you mention guys like that, it's he didn't cut. I mean, he was about his business, and didn't cut any corners, but made sure that you know that what it and I'm the one thing that surprised me is that he started from where he was from level 0 and got it to where he's at right now. And it's even with the folks that's not on the label anymore, it's
Still,
still it's still moving strong.
yeah. And it's like it's crazy because Master P was really like the first person I seen that was like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just gonna be the boss that look good, but everybody on my team gonna look and eat good. You know
Exactly.
what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
he he
Exactly.
he definitely
Now,
was a big influence.
because we're talking about like independent artists and stuff, independent labels and stuff like that. When those come to mind, the first label besides No Limit that comes to mind is also Suave House.
Oh yeah,
So
of course, Swag, them boy was
then now that's the other independent label that comes to mind because man, back in the day, Tony Draper when he was doing his thing, Ball and G, Tila, Mr. Mike,
Ball
man,
and G was some of my favorite people too, man. 'Cause, MJG was one of my favorite guys, man.
see, and
Yeah.
there, bro, I listen to Ball, I listen to A Ball and MJG to this day. Even you know, a lot of their stuff from way back when still, but to me, still hits in 2022.
Oh yeah, man. The beats was sonically advanced for their time. That's why they didn't really just blow up, because they was really too advanced for their time.
Yeah,
You know.
the level of the tracks that they were spitting on. I'm like, and it's kind of like, and one track that comes to mind is on Top of the World because that's like for me sonically that's good. That's off the chain because it's just so many changes, man. That track is that for me sonically that's it for me.
Oh yeah, man. But I also love what the Dungeon House had going on down there too, man, in Atlanta. Cause
Oh yeah, the Dungeon Family, yeah,
man,
and also I mean, and just to think about it, and this is what I wanted to ask you. As you when you started to where you are now, we even as a writer, we all evolve when we're perfecting our craft.
oh yeah.
When you when did you and I let's see how I want to phrase this. Excuse me. When did you feel that it was time to evolve again? When you as you're going through this, when did you feel it was time to evolve sonically and also lyrically?
Actually, this EP, as I was doing this EP, uh, I don't, the song I think they sent you is "Drop It."
Yeah, it is.
Okay, this not who I am as an artist. It's something totally, it's something totally left field for me. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just do it because I'm gonna do it. You know, I'm like, I'm not scared to try anything musically because it's an expression. So
Exactly. And for a lot of artists the evolution is kind of a difficult one, especially if you've been known for a specific thing
Exactly.
or a specific way of singing or rhyming, and then also your mute when things change sonically, like the beat, beats are a little different. You know, the one person that I think, well, the one person that I look towards as far as like not necessarily evolving, but at the same time just kind of adapting is Scarface.
I look at Jay-Z too.
Exactly.
These guys is the guys that can go on for generations. Like Jay-Z been doing it for generations, and
Exactly.
like still right now, not even doing music, he's relevant.
Yeah. And even though you don't hear a lot from Scarface Scarface, I mean,
He's
just
relevant.
is it exactly. And you can always tell. For me, it's always something that's you always tell that Scarface about to rap on something, because you get that snare and that deep, that bass, and then that deep gravelly voice that come on. I'm like, okay, yeah. So yeah, this is a Scarface song right here, and it's going to be something that's going to be relevant. But also, when you think about it, you know, cats like Scarface and like it's folks I've been listening to for a while, forever now, because even though they're talking about gangsterisms and street life and stuff like that, they're throwing a message into that.
Yeah, they really telling you, hey man, this is what it was like. Y'all shouldn't be doing this, because I went through all this. Y'all don't want to go through this. Do it this way. That's the
Exactly.
overall message of what they be doing.
Exactly. And so how important is it for you to have how important is it for you as an artist to impart a message in your music?
Most of my music have a message. Uh, like the majority of my music have a message. I'm saying something that's like, hey, bro, we ain't got to be doing what we doing right now, or we can change it like this and get it like this. And yeah, it was okay to be like this, but let's evolve and do it like this.
Yeah,
You know,
I like that. And one of the songs, I mean, you probably, and I'll say this because, and I'm saying this because I'm actually going to be dating myself when I say this. It's a song by a guy named Mac Mall called Ghetto Theme. And first of all, this dude was known. I mean, the cat was known for mostly just West Coast gangsterism rap. But then he put this song out, and I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, so that actually can be done.
exactly. Like you can transform,
Yeah.
and that's the only way you're gonna stay relevant. That's why people still go to Young Thug. That's why people still go to Future. That's why people still go to Drake, because they evolve as artists as it go. That's why people still go to Lil Wayne.
Yeah, because those cats do evolve as artists. I mean, you can tell it's them, but but
But
you can also notice that something's a little different about their
the,
rhyming or their sound or what they sound like sonically. So there's, I mean, Lil Wayne's been doing it for a while, for a nice little while too.
it's like
I mean,
98.
yeah, still
So,
still out here doing it. I'm like, you've been doing this since '98, bro. I mean, but also at the same time, you can tell his evolution from a
where he was,
teenager to
yeah,
an adult, to a young adult, and then an adult. So you can tell his evolution sonically.
like it was crazy to evolve. Like the see Lil Wayne evolve, it was crazy.
Yeah, I was
He
like,
went from here
what?
to here to here and didn't care where he was going. He was just
Exactly.
he went all the way left field and made a rock album. So you
Yeah.
know
And the funny part about it is it worked.
it worked. Yeah,
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that a little bit. Just for a bit. You know, because as artists, you have to evolve, and then you have to eventually try something that's either
different.
hasn't been tried before or has been tried, and also with varying degrees of success. How important is it for an artist to kind of go out into that experimental land for a bit.
To me, you won't experience true artistry until in artistry until you do that. Because you limiting yourself. You limiting your expressions. Like I literally know I can't sing. But won't nobody stop me from singing.
You gonna give it the old college try anyway, right?
I give it a try, man. I give it a try. I wouldn't even if I fail, okay, that was a failed attempt. Let me go back over here and then try it another time when I get a little bit better with it. You know?
Yeah. And I think it's important to note because you touched on it a little bit that failure is a part of the evolutionary process as an artist, even as a writer or anything that you're doing. Failure is a part of the process, and you're gonna have to embrace that failure and say, okay, what did I do that caused this to fail, and is there a teachable moment in that?
Exactly. It's always a teachable moment in failure because you can look back and be like, oh, I should have did it like this.
Yep.
Or, oh man, I could have. And then next time you come across a situation like that, I'll be like, okay, now I can handle this situation better because I done been through it.
Exactly. Because now the light bulb done went off in your head and like, oh, we good now. I can approach it in a different way.
Exactly.
And I know you've been doing this for a while, and I'm pretty sure you've seen everything up under the sun, and there's good and bad and all that. What do you see in this current state of music, and I won't say hip hop, but I'll just keep music as a whole genre, and as it relates to where you are in mass, what things in the music in that scene that you feel can be improved upon?
Just us coming together as a whole. Just like if everybody that got something going on right now that's really talented have like come together, you ain't like they won't have no choice but to be like, oh, what them boys doing out there? What they doing out there? Because it's always a big scene.
Yeah.
And I seen it in Atlanta from when the adjustment from East Coast and West Coast music went to down south because of the things that Outkast and the things that T.I. and all I started seeing, like they were like, okay, it don't matter, bro, if you can rap better than me. I'm finna put you on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get on this. And everybody started working together, and then the scene blew up. So it's just gonna take time for everybody to get together and blow up, man. That's all I can see.
But when you look at it from that, I mean, I'm not to be a detractor or anything like that, but what you said has a lot of relevance to it. But also you touched on it initially. It's about being collaborative, being one to be able to just be in that space of collaboration and let's just be honest. I'm gonna call a spade here. A lot of don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We don't want to collaborate. We don't want to share information because especially when it comes to wanting to like help people or like, help somebody improve. You want to take all this information, you want to hoard it and keep it to yourself. And
when it's not meant for that.
Yeah, the game is, man. Look, the game is to be sold, man.
Like
but even in that, there's just some things that you just can't charge somebody for.
Yes, because you can help a person a life by living through your experience, and they see how you made through it. You can help somebody else's life.
That's it, man.
How you made through it. So we have to just think about, man, the future and our kids and all that, man.
That's it, man. And just the object of just paying it forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just, paying that whole thing forward. I mean, if you and like if I was a younger artist that I was struggling a little bit, and you notice that I was struggling, and you say, hey, let me take you up under my wing, let me show you some things, and most people would think off the top like, well, how much is that gonna cost? Brother, this ain't gonna cost you nothing. I'm just trying. I just want to help you. I just want to help you. I just want to help you elevate.
Yeah, like you the future, bro. Let me help you.
Yeah, let me help you elevate. And the funny thing about it is that, and I talked about this a while back in an audio podcast that I did a while back, is that we as a people, we tend to keep each other down because we don't want to help. We don't want to help the next man up. The next man up is putting their hand out to you, but you don't want to reach out and help. But you rather keep him submerged up under the water, and that's not cool. For me, that's not cool. And it's doubly important. I think it's doubly. I think it means double when it comes to like podcast platforms, music, writing, and everything else in between. Because honestly speaking, it really is about the next man up.
Yeah.
Because after a while, and this is just me being very real honest about it, because I look at things from a certain perspective. Because after a while, my writing's not going to be relevant, not going to be as relevant as it is now.
Exactly.
And, music, certain people's music ain't going to be as relevant as it is right now.
Exactly.
And why not? Why you are relevant? Why not just take the next man, pull the next man up, and take him up under your wing? You don't got. I mean, and my thing is, you don't got to show him everything. You don't got to show him every trick of the trade, but show them enough to where they can evolve. They can self-evolve, and then produce, and then be able to produce and pull it and do. And when because they seen you, because they saw you pull them up, they'll follow suit, and then it becomes that pay it forward mentality.
What it is just it's gonna take a group of people like us and people seeing that the community, that a group of people that's in a positive light can create. Then people pay for it, just like the fitness trend right now. People is in because people see that, hey, I got to be healthy. This really worked. I can live a little longer. So now it's in. Once people see a community working like that, then people gonna feel like it's in.
But so I gotta ask this question to you as devil's advocate though. Is that sense of community and then I'm just asking as it pertains to music. Is a sense of community even present, or is it even possible?
Anything possible. You wake any day you wake up, something else can happen. People can change. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we always have to keep our mind open to change. You know what I'm saying? Because is people can change.
Yeah. And I think when change happens, I think when people realize that there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
And when they all ally together and they ally for a common cause, then I think relevant change can come, but also that sense of community can be established. But I can't, like I said, I can't speak for everybody else, but I can only speak for me. In certain instances, when it comes to certain things, that sense of community hasn't happened, or it's materialized, but once it kind of materialized, it fizzled out just as quickly as it materialized. And you mentioned it earlier about New England, where everybody still recognizes New York as where it's supposed to be, but there's a big music community, and I'm not gonna call it a music scene. I'm gonna call it a music community, because that's what it is. It's a collection of artists that's trying to reach for a common goal and try to make New England relevant. So it is. So you guys are a community.
Exactly. And long as we continue to grind and show people, once they get here, then they're gonna realize, hey man, I could have been having a pick of the litter for the longest because it's so much talent, man. Like and like I say, it's different talent. And like once they get here, it's producers here, it's people that write movies, man. It's people that do live plays, it's people that it's all type of talent, man. So they better open up. Writing people writing books. Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
got to think about it. It's the home. This I think this was the home of Dr. Seuss or something.
It is.
Yeah,
Yep.
so
It is. So I mean, they like you mentioned. I mean, like I said, when I've known Kai and I've known Allie and Tony for a while. Um, she wrote books before she did anything like that. And Allie, I knew Allie for a minute. He wrote books before he did any of this, and so did Tony. So I know them outside. I know them outside of all of that.
exactly.
And like you said, I mean, it's just like you said, when people get there, and they notice that this
They
just
gonna be
ain't.
wanting to come in then and pick their little hands in.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's what it's supposed to. That's what it's supposed to be. And I'm
yeah,
like, what's going on?
because it's
All
so
these
much
talented
time.
folks out here in that area, and they just being literally just passed by like the far side. I'm like, wow.
And it's crazy because it's like it's crazy, man. Because I done heard people that can sing, and I'm like, whoa, like give you chills, sing.
Oh
You know,
wow.
like it's some crazy talent, man, especially in Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts. And
And a lot
then
of man,
I'm
'cause-
I'm always on Ali them case about, hey man, get back to writing y'all books.
oh yeah, man. I, I mean, me and Cotton already talked about that, and girl, just get back to doing what you do, man. Because you got a talent for that. You got
Yeah,
a heart, and you got a talent, and you got a pen for that. Dude, man, make that happen.
yeah. I don't know if people. I don't know how many people read Ali book deep in the game, but that was a good book, man. I like. Oh, snap! You told a little story right there, now.
Man, man. I read that book, and I was like, bro, for real? You put both your feet and your whole legs in there for real.
Yeah, man.
And
So
the thing of it is, talent recognizes talent. I mean,
exactly.
I'm not gonna say I'm the best writer. I'm not gonna say I'm the best writer in the world, but in my own mind, I think I am.
That's all that matters. It don't matter what nobody else outside of your mind think.
Yep. Exactly. And that's important. You mentioned. I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's the same mentality that you carry when it comes to business or being an author, or even all those things. Although that trait carries over in every aspect of your life. You don't have to. And people say, "Well, I'm the best there is," and I'm like, "Well, that's okay.
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm cool with that.
That's your opinion. That's cool.
I'll acknowledge that. I mean, I will if someone says that they're the best that they're the best there is, the best there was, and the best there'll ever be. Okay,
Cool.
I'll acknowledge it. And give you your flowers while you right there, while you're
Yeah,
present. Because who am I
to deny you your
exactly?
reality. Yeah.
I'm definitely not going to knock somebody else's hustle or grind. No, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm gonna be in the back. I'm gonna be right here in the back, cheering you on. So
Exactly.
don't worry about me. You ain't got to worry about if I'm gonna be, come in the back. I got my pom poms and I'm cheering you on, my friend. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. I'm chilling back here.
I'm good because I'm trying to progress myself. I ain't got time to hate on
Exactly.
you.
No, I ain't got no, man. Look, I understand you. I mean, I have no time for all that stuff. I mean, and even just from speaking with you, I mean, you like, man, look, I'm trying to move forward. I ain't got time to stay back there.
Yeah, no, man. I got a daughter, man. I got 2 daughters, so and they growing as the days going. Man, I got to make sure they future good, and when they have kids, they future good. Like, I'm big on financial literacy and all that, man. Cause hey,
Legacy building.
yeah, we got to start
Legacy building.
somewhere.
Legacy building. And I have to, and you're probably most definitely, and I feel that you'll agree with me when I say this. Legacy building is so important because we all have a finite time on this planet.
Exactly.
And what we leave behind to our daughters, our sons, our granddaughters, and our grandsons is going to be important because they're going to be the ones that's going to take that baton and they're going to run with it.
Run with it. Think about the Fords. The person that created Ford is been dead and gone.
Yep.
But his grandchildren is celebrating that right now.
Exactly.
So we just got to build a legacy.
And the funny thing about it is, and again, not to sound like a Debbie Downer or nothing like that, but I am going to speak to the elephant in the room, though. At least the elephant that I'm thinking about. Why is it so hard for us to do that? Why is it so hard for us to build legacy for our children so they can build it for their children? Why is it so hard for us to build legacy like that?
Because we never seen
it. Facts. Big facts.
We never seen it.
We ain't never seen it. We don't know what it looked like.
We don't know what it looked like. We never seen it. So wow. This like we should be a generation that motivates and spark the plug for the next generation. That be like, okay, well, my dad them left this for me, so now I know I should leave a legacy for my family.
Exactly. And I think it is so difficult for us to do that because we want to, like I mentioned earlier, we want to hoard everything and keep it to yourself. I mean, and again, like we talked earlier, that's free information. That should be given out freely.
Yeah, amongst each other in the community.
Yeah. But we don't want to build legacy because we feel like, and I won't say I've seen this before, but it makes no sense for someone to build a house. For you to live in, it's basically, and I'm using this analogy. It makes no sense for someone to build a house. You live in it, you pass away, or you leave this plane of existence, and you don't leave that thing behind for your child or a grandchild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, when I think of legacy, I think about it in that analogy, because it makes no sense if you're gonna use all this blood, sweat, and tears, and you're gonna build it, you're gonna put this together, and you're gonna cultivate it, and you're gonna nourish it and things of that nature, and then you leave,
and you don't leave it to none of them.
Yeah, it depreciates. It gets dilapidated, and then it gets sold and bought by somebody else, and now somebody else can have an opportunity to build off of that.
Exactly. So you always have to be mindful of, especially if you got these kids, man. You got to be mindful of, you know what I'm saying, like their future. You don't want them to struggle the same way you struggled, or
that's it.
live the same way you live. Even if you're not struggling, you don't want them to struggle that hard where you done had to struggle to get to where you at. You don't want them to do that. You know what I'm saying? So let's start leaving legacy for the kids. Yeah, we can buy the gold chains and all that good stuff. That's cool. But always remember to leave that legacy for them kids, man.
That's it. Have something saved up or have something put behind for them. So again, when you leave, they have something they can build from. Yeah. Even if it's not building, even if it's not continuing what you started.
Yeah, they can have something to build from.
Yeah, because I mean,
I had this conversation with this guy I used to work for, and he was a white guy, and I was just getting into. I was excited about getting into stocks. Like, yeah, man, I'm finna start doing this. He said, "Oh yeah, man, you starting to do it. I've been doing this since I was a kid." Hey, what?
Like what?
I was like, "What, y'all? Man, I've been doing this since I was." And then he showed me, "Yeah, look, man, I got all that." Woo, woo." I was like, "Bro, that's dope. I'm trying to get there."
He showed you that portfolio, didn't he?
Yeah, I was like, "I'm trying to get there, man." It's just motivated. Like, I'm not mad at you. I'm trying to get there, bro.
Exactly. I mean, exactly. I mean,
Well,
and one thing, I mean, dude, and I'll say this, I mean, because I'll say this, and I'm this just me being extremely transparent. I've been investing since like 2016.
see,
And
you can
the
teach
thing
me
of it is, it's just like my investment portfolio isn't as diverse as somebody that's been doing this since 14 years old. It ain't
exactly.
as impressive. But when I wake up in the morning, I take a look at, what went up, what went down, what stayed level, what stayed kind of the same, whether or not I need to buy something or sell something, or kind of just like hold off and not do anything, not make a not make a panic buy or sell.
Exactly.
I mean, and I had never, ever, never, ever had any interest in the stock exchange. Never.
Look, what's crazy is, right? I done got so serious about it because I've been doing it like 2 years now. I've been
Right.
doing it since like a year. Last year was my first year doing it. So I took a beating last year because I'm in here like we gambling. I'm like, oh, okay, man, let me do option trades and this and this and this. So I took a beating, but it taught me, hey, because I look last year I looked at Ford and I was finna buy it, and it was at $14. The other day I looked at Ford, it's like it was at like $25, $26. I'm like, bro, I started to buy that stock. And
Exactly.
and it taught me, hey man, listen, it don't matter the price. It just start dollar cost averaging in. You can buy it,
Exactly.
and then eventually you're gonna get to where you need to be. Like,
Exactly. And the thing of it is, I learned that lesson. I learned that lesson last year when it came to GameStop.
look,
Because I learned that lesson last year when it came to GameStop, bro. I'm like, because I bought it when it was low, and then it kind of surged a little bit. Then all of a sudden it tanked. I'm like,
oh man.
what happened? What
Yeah.
happened here? And I learned that lesson for real, like, because like I said, I bought it when it was low, when it was for the low, and then for a
You
while it surged,
spot
and
up,
then
yeah, because it
and
was
then
like two,
bam,
$300, man.
yeah, then bam, all of a sudden,
Yeah.
like, what the hell happened?
And look, that's why I stay away. I learned because last year I was looking at the Wall Street bet thing, like, oh, but this is what they talk about. Let's get it. And now I know, man, let me stay away from Wall Street bets, man.
Yeah,
let me
I'm
actually learn it.
much smarter now, much smarter now. I now look at, it's my portfolio. It's not as diverse as anybody else's. Cause I have a mix of like tech stocks like Nvidia, um,
Yeah.
and other tech stocks, and then also kind of have small shares and stuff like Nike, Under Armour, and stuff like that. Because regardless of anything, I'm pretty sure I know those two stocks will probably be the ones that'll hold me steady. Because even if I have a small bit into it, those won't ever dip or fall. Those won't ever dip hard. They won't dip hard like GameStop did.
Yeah, yeah. That's why look, that's why I'm into dividend stocks now. I'm learning.
Exactly.
I'm figuring it out. Like, okay, let me just get a safe stock for right now until I learn more about this.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was just jumping out there blind last
Yeah.
year. You know what I'm
Oh
saying? Like,
man,
okay,
look,
let me
you
get some of
weren't the
this.
only one.
So
You weren't the only one. You weren't the
now
only one.
I'm building my portfolio, and I'm big on like AT&T, on
Yeah, tech stocks, because regardless of those are gonna they won't fall, they won't dip as hard, and they'll always either they'll remain up or they'll kind of remain level.
Exactly. And like AT&T owned a lot of stuff. I didn't know AT&T owned so much stuff. I think they own I know they own HBO Max. They own like other streaming platforms and stuff that
Exactly.
they battling with Netflix at a lower price. So I like, let me get in this war.
Yeah.
So, at this low price and let this low price go up.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and insert my sword into this war real quick because I mean,
Yeah.
because like I said, that's what I did with GameStop. I'm like, okay, this is, but then all of a sudden just boom. I'm like, oh, I see what's happening now.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, and I had to put this in perspective for myself. GameStop, they sell new and used games and also new and used equipment, which is cool. But then you have these live services like PS Plus.
I was just for to say, like, don't nobody even use GameStop no more. Like, like you said, PS Plus, the
Xbox Live,
yeah. So like
Steam,
the value is not there, and that's why I didn't get in the last year. I'm like, what they do? The GameStop is like, who go to GameStop?
and I couldn't tell you the last time I even walked into a GameStop, bro.
And so, like, that's when I started learning to evaluate business. It's around that time when GameStops would hit. And I was like, bro, why would I put because I was doing it with a friend. I was like, and he was like, bro, let's do GameStop. I was like, bro, why? Don't nobody go to GameStop. That's them people paying for GameStop, bro.
Can't remember the last time I walked into one.
So I missed out on that train.
Well, the funny part about it is when I thought about it, PS Plus, Xbox Live, I mean, they pretty much gonna have the new releases or games that's already out in their current library.
Exactly.
And even if it's like something that's really, really obscure, all you gotta do is search for it, and it's probably there. I mean, now keep in mind you're gonna pay full price for it, but I don't think a lot of people will mind paying full price
when it'll never break. So
yeah, because it's a download.
Yeah, it's downloaded. You ain't got to worry about it getting scratched. Remember when the CD used to get scratched in the old PlayStation? You can't play it.
So, and the funny part about it is I have more digital downloads than I have physical copies of games now.
Yeah, I literally ain't got no physical copy of game.
Well, the only reason I still have physical copies because, well, not nostalgia, but some games I actually do play on a disc. But when I looked at my library, this is just recently too. I got more downloadable downloads than I do physical copies. I have like maybe 20 physical copies of games, but my downloads are double that.
Exactly. Because you like, hey man, I ain't even got to go mess with these people. I can just download it. Then don't let it be on sale.
Exactly. And then if I'm done with it, all I gotta do is I can delete it. I can delete it from my hard drive, but it's still gonna be in my library.
Yeah, I can show enough download it back again.
Exactly. When I feel bored, I can download it again and just go back at it again, finish it again, delete it again. And that's crazy, man. And I mean, everything that we're talking about is really just about kind of just really just building blocks for legacy for our children and our grandchildren, because like I said, eventually when they get old enough, they're gonna inherit what we've left behind.
Yeah.
And either they gonna pick up the baton and run with it, or
they're gonna create something.
Oh yeah, I mean, or they'll build it up and then leave it for somebody else, or they'll silently build it up, make it what it is, and then all of a sudden, here son, here daughter, and then be like, what's this? Oh, this was your grandfather's thing. He built this up. I built it up in silence, and now I'm giving it to you to carry the torch. Let me show you how to do this, so that way you don't fail.
Exactly. So our kids don't be left behind in the future. Or
exactly.
Like we came up left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would we want our kids to be left behind? That's crazy. So that's why I'm definitely into that legacy building and stuff
And
like
it's
that.
important. It's important because if we don't build that legacy, who else is gonna carry our name? Who else is gonna carry our name? Who else is
Exactly.
gonna carry what we stand for? Who else is gonna carry what we stand on?
Like what we live in right now may be the Bible of the future. You know what I'm saying? That they gonna be
Exactly.
like, this is this person's son, and this son had this son, and this son had this son. And
Exactly.
so,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? We gonna be the Bible people in the future. You got to
Yep.
think of it like that. So, what they gonna say about your family?
Or better yet, what are you leaving behind as for your kids or for your grandchildren? I think
Exactly.
about that all the time because I have a granddaughter. Only one granddaughter right now, thank God.
You say only one.
Well, my daughter's my only daughter is married, so I don't know whether her and her husband considering kids or not. I'm like, well, y'all do what y'all do. Just let me know if I got a grandchild. I have another little grandchild running around here. But for right now, I have one granddaughter, and her father's not here to impart legacy to her or impart knowledge to her or even, you know, give her advice and, safety
Oh,
and protection.
yeah,
So it's up to me to try to impart those things. I mean, and the thing of it is, I know her mom, and I know her mom's gonna make sure that that's gonna happen. So I have no doubt because she does very good with my granddaughter. So I have no doubt of that. But
exactly.
there are other aspects of that I
That'll,
want to make sure that I leave behind with her. You know, this is your father. This is what he did. This is the things that he wanted to do.
exactly.
This is what I know about him. Let me tell you who this person is. This is the thing. This is the legacy. This is what I'm building up for you. As your grandfather. This is what I want to leave behind to you. This is what I want you to take and run with it. And even if you don't, you still build it up, and then you pass it on to your children. And
And
then
let them
now
pass.
now it's that trickle down effect. Everything now, it just that legacy just builds and builds and builds until it's something that's of great value. But to me, legacy is value anyway, because when you're passing knowledge on from one person to the next, that's adding value because now that person can take that knowledge and
And
add
have
to it.
the know-how. Yeah.
Yep. Add to it, multiply it.
Hmm.
And to me, nothing is better, more satisfying to me is when you see those things. You see knowledge being passed down from one generation to another, and that generation, the new generation adds to it, passes it down
And
to the next generation, and then the
exactly.
new generation adds to it, and then it just keeps going and going and going like the Energizer battery.
Yeah, that's like with music, how your parents used to be like, turn that music off, that nasty music. And now, and now you listen to the kids' music now, you turn that music, but not because I understand like music has to grow. It has to
Exactly.
evolve. So and like I love where it's going. It's going to the levels where it need to be at. You know what I'm saying? We creating pop stars now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like in hip hop.
Yeah.
These people are going diamond and stuff like that off of streams. We're creating bosses that which I wish more would do like Nipsey. Nipsey was about building up the community.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Like I wish
Yeah.
more would because if more are like him, then we won't have these people like the person that killed him.
Yeah. Indeed. Indeed. Because yeah. Because the funny part about it is I didn't start listening to his music until maybe maybe 3 or maybe 4 years ago. And a good friend of mine who lives in California. he had sent me a copy of Slauson Boy.
Yeah.
And I was listening to it, and I was like, this is first of all, this is different. It's for me, it wasn't the typical West Coast thing because for me, because I grew up with NWA and Ice Cube and all these other cats. So it was more of wasn't the typical West Coast thing that I grew up on listening to.
Exactly.
This had a lot of truth and a lot of knowledge in it. And just out of curiosity, I started listening to a little bit more. I started listening to Kendrick Lamar a little bit more. And then this other guy from Sacramento by the name of Mozzie.
Oh, yeah, Mozzie nice too.
I'm like, hold on, wait. These cats ain't talking about typical West Coast gangsterism. These guys is, first of all, I'm gonna tell everybody now, I know New England got some great people. You don't want to sleep on those cats, but dudes like Nipsey, Kendrick, and Mozzie. First of all, I think Mozzie is so damn underrated right now because he get a lot of airplay on YouTube, but I don't think he gets a lot of like public airplay, and that's crazy to me.
And I'm finna tell you what's crazy is he really don't need the public airplay. If that YouTube beating, see that's the great thing. That's the great thing about advancing in the music. Like people hate on Soulja Boy, but hey man, he found it a way.
Yeah.
Where we could get paid without the label. But now the label is finding ways to capitalize on that. So music still have, like us as artists, still have ways to grow, to take full control of everything, of all our art. You know what I'm saying? Like,
man. So I wanted to ask you that. I wanted to ask you something. I wanted to ask you that question. When it comes to dealing with a label, and you're a co-owner of a label.
Yeah.
How important is it to allow that artist to remain to still have creative control?
Like me as an artist, that's the most important thing for me. Like if I let nobody get in from nobody way of their creative juice, because I want that person to be that person. And if that person deciding not to grow, that's on that person. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he's not going to make that run. But if the person do grow, you can sit there and be like, yeah, bro, like I told you, bro, just be free.
Exactly.
You know, you can, like, my goal in everything is to make everybody around me their own boss. Like, I don't want you under me forever. I want you to eventually become your own boss.
Branch out.
Branch out, be your own boss. You know what I'm saying? That's how we're going to do it. Create a bunch of bosses. They're going to create a bunch of more bosses. They're going to create a bunch of more bosses. And then next thing you know, you got generations and generations of bosses.
Yep. And I think that's how you should decode. That's how the game should be decoded. I mean, because for a lot of people, creative control is something that they are not going to relinquish.
Yeah, I wouldn't want nobody to not be them. This is what got you to this point.
Yeah. But it's a lot of companies that will tell them to, hey, you need to give up this if you want to take that. First and foremost, as far as I'm concerned, no.
Yeah, that's a big thing for me. Like, be creative, please.
Yeah, because for me, someone says you got to give up creative control. That's a no out the gate for me.
Yeah, off real. Because I know you tell me you ain't got no control. But stop.
What you talking about? I ain't got no control, huh?
I can show you better than I can tell you.
Tell you exactly. Creative control, man. Look here. You see the back of his head.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm cold, buddy, because you tripping.
Because me being a writer, I've had publishing companies approach me, not, kind of like on the way. I'm like, well, we want to publish a book. I mean, I'm self-published,
Yeah.
but it's always the bells and whistles that folks come with that a lot of people. And I'm gonna say this, and again, I'm gonna be. It's gonna sound ugly, but it's true. But to me, it's true. It's the bells and whistles that companies come with that draw people to them, and they don't see the brass tacks of it.
Yeah, they don't see the back end when they treat you like you or you become irrelevant and
Exactly.
you at the back of that roster and you stuck in this contract holding these people.
That's something that you didn't read.
Exactly.
Or didn't see the fine print, or didn't take it to a lawyer that knows contract law.
Exactly. And for what, like, you should have an entertainment lawyer.
Exactly.
Not from nobody label that you're trying to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Your own entertainment lawyer, so they have no connection to this label where you know they have the best interest for you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Because I can't tell you the many times that publishers have sent contracts to me, and I have a good friend of mine that lives in Florida. She does contract law.
Yeah.
And I sent it to her, and I said, "Take a look at it, see what's up with this. Is what I'm reading fair and equitable?" And she come back to me and said, "Bruh, don't sign that contract. Whatever you do, don't sign it." And
Yeah.
then she give me a laundry list of reasons as to why. As to why not.
They throw little sneaky little quotes in there that'll take the control and be like, "Oh, you didn't read this part? Oh, you didn't read this part?" Like, bro, oh my God.
You didn't read section 1, paragraph A, sentence 123.
Yeah, so
Hold on, wait a minute.
You write a book and we want to change this and this and this. No, you don't want to change this and this.
I'll let you do that.
I'll
let you do that. Because just like, as an artist, I know for you and a lot of artists, a lot of music artists, it's important to keep the essence of what you're producing, what you're putting out there.
Yeah, because
yeah, and anything less than the essence of what you're putting out there is not even satisfactory.
Yeah, because it definitely represents you. So if you telling me I got to change this, you telling me I got to change because this represents me.
Exactly. This is so you telling me to take away all these strong emotions that I wrote about, or better yet, you want me to take away what I was feeling when I wrote this song, and you want me to change that?
Yeah, no, it's not happening.
Again, back of my head, deuces.
Yeah. That's why you definitely don't sign them contracts.
Or if you do, make sure it's read thoroughly and that you have a full understanding of what it is and what you're getting into.
Yeah, because you can show no sign of 360. You sure don't even know it. For a couple $100, you in the 360.
Yep. Be on the bad side of something you don't want to be on the bad side of.
Exactly. So no.
But yo, man, I want to play this video, man. So first of all, y'all, just so everybody knows, just to do a quick reset or refresh, man. This is TraillBlazerz Radio with myself, Frederick, Beaty, and I also have my brother FB Blacc in the building, and we're actually gonna play a video that I put together because my man didn't have a video, but it's okay because we do these things for people that we bring on, man. So this song called "Drop It." First of all, what was the concept behind this one?
It's a dance song basically. I was like, okay, ladies like dancing, and then everybody, I just like creating, and I like to see people dance. I like the reaction, and everything. Like I actually performed it last night and seen the reaction for the first time. It's crazy. So
And then you mentioned that this was something that was completely out of your wheelhouse.
yeah, it's definitely out of my wheelhouse. I don't even move that much on stage. it was definitely out my wheelhouse, but I like the results of it.
That's
So
what's up, and the results are what's important.
exactly.
Especially because you said you performed it last night and you saw the reaction. You saw the reaction in real time.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this a banger right here. Okay. Yeah.
And for me, because I heard it, because I listened to it prior to anything, it's got a catchy vibe to it.
And that's what I would do. And I was like, man, I would just get everybody to vibe to it. Even the dude will be like in front of the girl, like, hey.
Now I did notice that it's really, really bass heavy. Is that like your
That's
Florida influence?
Yeah, that's my son. I love bass.
That's what's up. I was like, okay, this is bass heavy, so he must be from down south somewhere.
Yeah, I love bass, man. I love it.
But it's a real catchy vibe, and I like that because it's something that some folks can get out on the floor with. But don't take my word for it, y'all. Listen for yourself. So, TraillBlazerz Radio presents "Drop It" by FB Blacc. You guys enjoy, and we'll be right back.
Damn, shawty fine. Over here looking like damn, shawty mine. 5'10", brown skin with a thick thigh. Big round booty, yeah, just my tie. Amazon with it. Mid-style type, make a nigga act silly. Change a broke nigga, turn him to a go-getter. She never been a type fuck with a whole nigga. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. Shawty nasty, she freaky, she get a little kinky. And when she on that Molly, she just do what she be thinking. We rockin', we rollin', her body move slow motion. And when she shake her ass, that thing get wavy like the ocean. She just drop it down low, drop it down low. She just drop it down low, drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. Shawty nasty, she freaky, she get a little kinky. And when she on that Molly, she just do what she be thinking. We rockin', we rollin', her body move slow motion. And when she shake her head, that thing get wavy like the ocean. CJ, drop it down low, drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low, drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low. CJ, drop it down low. Drop it down low.
Yo, that's a catchy club vibe right there. That's a catchy club vibe right there.
It was something. I was like, well, I heard the beat. I was like, I'm gonna just try something, bro. So I just tried it. And when I performed it yesterday, I just seen everybody at first, everybody was kind of still, and then I started performing that song, and I was like, oh, okay, now people moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, yeah, so it's definitely a banger.
Oh, yes, sir. I mean, like I said, and when you performed and you got the reaction that you wanted, I'm pretty sure as you perform it, you see the reaction, I'm like, yeah, I got him.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I got one right there.
Exactly. And that when I like I said, when I heard like the heavy bass line, I was like, okay, he from down south somewhere, so or he's influenced by down south music.
Oh, definitely. Oh, man, born and raised. I came up here like 7 years ago.
Wow. I mean, that I know that's been an adjustment for real, for real.
Oh yeah, boy. Like right now, it be cold. Woo, Lord, a lot of cold.
From a place where it's sunny and warm, all of a sudden it's cold and snowing. Like, wait a minute, I'm a Florida
Yeah,
dude. I ain't built for this.
man. My first year up here, actually, I was in Connecticut, and it was like October, and in Florida or Georgia, it ain't snowing in no October. I wake up one morning, it's full of snow. And at this time, I'm working this inventory job where we got to go to New York. So my boss, even when it snowed in Georgia, the whole city shut down. Ain't no
For
working.
sure.
The boss came up, hey man, I'm outside. You ready for work? I was like, bro, ready for work? It's snow out there. Oh yeah, we straight. The roads was plowed. I was like, oh snap, what?
We don't got them capabilities out here, bro. We don't got them capabilities down here, man. You already know you from Florida, so we don't got them capabilities down here. It's
Oh no.
it's snow down here. It's like everybody take the day off.
Yeah, that's a day off right there.
Yeah, because it did that down here most recently, but it didn't stick. It was just like a mad flurry, a whole bunch of flurries. I mean, I actually took a walk out and it's like, man, this ain't sticking. So let me go ahead and get my walk in. Let me go ahead and get my 3 miles in real quick.
Like my mom is still in Atlanta. They FaceTime me talking about, look, it's snowing. I'm like, what snow?
Ain't sticking.
It's sticking, but if that's what y'all call snow.
Be like, you know what? Let me FaceTime y'all and show y'all what real snow look like. And then I'd probably get wild, like, whoa, like, yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's real
a
snow.
difference. Yeah, it's a difference.
Because and I know that when you transition from one place to where you're used to or where you were raised at to another place, it's the transition it's not an easy one, but it's also not necessarily a difficult one, given the fact that once you know your way around and the people, it's not so hard as you would have imagined it to be. And
people not bad as what people make them out to be anyway. Like you get to meet new people. You know what I'm saying? Like people not as bad as people think they are. Man. Like is people are good at nature, especially over here, man. You might run into people that's do mean you harm, but you could tell the difference.
exactly. And that's the one thing I found out, especially because my ex-wife is from Massachusetts. She's from Springfield. And her brother, a couple of her brothers live in Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I noticed that when we went every time we went up there, it was just a different vibe. Just like, a lot of positive energy. I walk around, say, hey, what's up to somebody, and they respond back. Like, are you serious? I thought they only did that where I'm from.
Yeah, because people not bad is what people make them out to be, man. Like I say, you do got the people that is do mean you harm by nature, but then you got other people that you can meet and be like, oh man, this person might become a family member. Don't even know, like
don't even know it.
Yeah. So.
And I know because you're from Florida. We both Southern boys. Our nature is slow motion.
Yeah, I just be vibing.
Exactly. Our nature is slow motion. Because I know when I was in Connecticut, my first experience up north was in New York first.
Oh yeah.
And these cats moving like at 1,000,000 miles a minute. I'm like,
yeah, them people crazy.
I can't do this. I can't do this at all. I got to go back somewhere. And like I said, for us being Southern boys, our very nature is slow motion. So if we see folks moving at 1,000,000 miles a minute, we looking like, well, where the hell they going? And is it that important for them to get there?
Like, bro, it's cool. Chill, breathe.
Exactly, man. Take a deep breath, man. Can you stop just for a moment and just breathe?
But it be so cold. I figured out that's why they be moving. Hey, because listen, on my most of my time I'm working. Hey, it get cold, you get to moving fast, boy.
Yeah, you want to hurry up and get done. You want to hurry up and get that thing done.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and even I lived in California for 8 years, and it mimicked New York to me. Well, in certain instances, in certain places, it mimicked New York, but then where I was at, they were just as much slow motions as we are.
Yeah, because they be on that beach too in that sun.
Yeah. Like, hey man, whatever, dude. It's all good. I'm just gonna be right here, just sitting, chilling. For real?
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I can get with this vibe.
It'd be too hot to be trying to cause problems.
Exactly. And this one cat that I love this guy. I love this guy to death. Unfortunately, I love this guy to life, and unfortunately, he's no longer with us. I met this dude like my first 3 years out there. Love to go to the beach. Every time we get and I used to work with him. Every time we get off, man, hey dude, let's go to the beach. Bro, I'm not dressed for the beach. That's no problem, man. We can just chill, hang out, go on the boardwalk, grab some, grab a bite to eat, talk to some girls, whatnot. Oh, so you want me to go to the beach in scrubs, bro? We just came from work, man. And then I realized the reason why he went to the beach all the time. Peace of mind. Eliminate all that negative stress from work.
Exactly.
He'll sit there for hours and watch the waves come in.
And just chill.
And then we'll do that. Grab a bite to eat, and he'll get up like, I'm good, bro. Let's go. How can you be so calm and serene after the hellacious day we just had?
You got to go let it release it, man. He knew how to release it.
And the one thing he told me that always stay with me, he said, bruh, everything is all relative. We work hard, we play hard, but we don't take time to relax and rejuvenate ourselves and give our bodies time to recover. I'm like, that's gold right there. So now I take that with me now, because even when I'm here, I've learned to walk, look at nature, be chill.
Yeah, because it's an amazing world out there.
And plus life is too short to stress.
I know, right? We see people down at 20-something right now.
Exactly. We got things to do, places to go, people to see, moves to make.
Yeah, I definitely want to go see what they're California like. That probably the next way I'm going.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I won't say it's gonna be a culture shock for you, but for me, we down south boys. So everything we do has to have a purpose behind it, and we don't move deliberately.
Exactly.
Or we don't make snap judges or move without knowing what the hell's going on first. So the vibe, and then like I said, this is like a wild best. So the vibe in California is so different to me. It was so different for me. It's like that real chill kind of kickback vibe. Now don't get me wrong. They take their work seriously, and they do work hard.
Yeah, that's why it's a lot of money out there.
But they play as equally as hard. And for me, that was the difference. I mean, I worked at the same place for the entirety of the time I was there. And to meet people that were cool like that, and always wanted to just hang out and chill. I mean, even when we go out to the park and play ball, I mean, we like I say, they work hard, but they also play. They play just as hard as they work, and for me, that was a difference because I was like, for me, playing hard was just kind of like I didn't take that as serious. I mean, I'm just out here playing ball to get exercise. No, they take that joint serious.
Yeah, it's a way, man. You got to balance life. That's what they say. You know, you can't always be working. Sometimes I be have to sit back because I work and writing, and I'm also an audio engineer, so I'm always mixing, and then I'm always doing something. Then I'm always taking care of or sitting with my daughter or something like that. So when I do get a break, I take it.
Oh yeah, you take the time to enjoy the little things.
Yeah,
You
definitely.
know, that intimate moment with your daughters, or just that time where you just sit back in your chair, just close your eyes and just take a couple of deep breaths and just be like, okay, what's next?
Yeah, you even the little quiet you get for a little while, you just be like,
Oh yeah, got to. You gotta have those quiet moments, man. You do, because those quiet moments are those moments to allow you to rejuvenate yourself and kind of put things in their proper perspective.
exactly.
I ain't no metaphysical guy or nothing like that, but for me, I do believe in the power of just being out in nature, or just being outside, taking let the sun's rays hit you, and then walking out and just breathing in the air. So, and for me, it's a difference maker.
Yeah,
Even if it's cold outside, I'm still gonna throw on that hoodie and a long sleeve shirt up underneath it, or on top of it, and walk. I mean, that's been my constant thing now.
that's
You know,
that's dope. I ain't mastered that yet. It get cold, boy. I be like, man, listen. If it's not a show, if it's not me going to work,
not going anywhere else.
I ain't going nowhere.
I mean, for me, this just. I mean, and everybody has their own routine. For me, it was a routine that I started when I came back to Georgia in 2020,
Yeah,
and it's something that's carried over for the last year and a half now. So, every weekend or every day when I get off work, I mean, I throw on a hoodie, throw on some sweatpants, and I do my mile and a half or whatnot, and come back in the house. I'm good. Now on Sundays, Saturdays, Sundays, I walk a little further, 3 to 7 miles, just because to make up for me not walking during the week, or if I miss a day. But for me, it's not about the walking; it's about being in the atmosphere of
yeah.
nature and breathing clean air and being out in front of the sun. I mean, those things that have calming effects for
Nah,
me.
definitely being in Georgia, because man, I even in like I say, even in Atlanta, in around all these buildings, it's something you can look at. It's some part you can go in the woods or get in the creek. When we were little, we used to go to the creeks and
Man, what you saying? Now you bringing back memories for sure.
yeah,
Now you
man.
bringing back memories for sure. I'm like, oh man, I remember pine cone fights in the woods where we used to live at, man.
Oh yeah, man. Pine cone, dude. I be telling people, man, we got pecan trees down there where you can just go outside and pick up pecans. So,
Exactly. And,
yeah.
and people, if I know folks ask me like, well, that's how y'all used to do back in the day, man. Hell yeah.
Yes, it be right on them trees.
Yeah. I mean, let me tell you something. 90% out of 100, our parents knew where we were and knew what we were doing.
Exactly.
They just want to make sure that what we were doing wasn't nothing stupid or illegal.
It's like even if they told us not to go there, we went there.
We went there, and they knew exactly. They knew I told him not to go there, but he gonna go there anyway. So at least I know I know where he at. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. 90% out of 100, our parents knew where we were,
Uh-huh.
and if they didn't, they had several spies in the neighborhood that knew
They
and
knew.
would
Yep.
and would have it would be more than happy to report that information.
Oh yeah, I seen them down the street over there. I used to stay out of trouble because somebody seen me down the street.
Exactly. Then you walk in the house like, I told you not to go there. Then you did go there, but somebody told me you did. Oh man.
Yeah, you got
caught.
that. I went that way.
Oh man, I'm caught. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I can't make up a lie right now, man. I'll just say the truth. And the one thing I think that's missing, and I'm pretty sure that you'll agree with me with this one, is and this goes for like anything, music, writing, whatever. We lost the village mentality or the community mentality.
Yeah.
Nobody looks out for the next person.
We have, or the next person's child. Like people used to, it was a time where everybody in the neighborhood knew who you were. Like, yeah, that's this person's child, or that's Fred's child. They knew who your child was. It was that point. You know what I'm saying? So one day we'll get back there.
Sometime soon, I hope, because that's not to be say anything somber or anything like that, but it's categorically true. We ain't embraced the village mentality in a long time. And there's a lot of people that will kind of detract against that. Will say, well, you can't whoop my child. Well, if I see your child doing something bad, I'm gonna scold him or admonish him, one of the two.
I used to get a whooping from a lot of people that weren't my parent.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, and I mean, as a kid, you don't understand that, but when you grow up, as you get older, you understand the reason behind it. Like, oh, I see what's up with that. I know why they did that, and I know why they acted that way towards me.
Yeah,
man, discipline. What's that?
All you can do is talk hard now.
Man, I'll tell folks, don't let these gray hairs fool you, bro. I'm on the right side of 50. I grew up in an age where
butt whoopings was a thing, right?
You did something wrong in the neighborhood. You got your ass beat not only by the person that saw you do it, but by your parents as well.
Yeah, and then by your parents' cousins or aunties and all of them too.
And then after you get your ass, after you get that butt whipping, you get a stern talking to.
Yeah, like this is why I did this.
Like, wait. So you just whooped my ass, but now you're gonna explain why you did it?
And then tell me you love me.
Are you crazy right now? You tell me that? You gonna whoop me, explain it, and then tell me you love me? Yeah, no. And people say, well, that might traumatize you as a kid. I don't think so.
I'm okay. I ain't get traumatized.
I'm okay.
I ain't out here hurting nobody.
Exactly. I ain't walking around here maladjusted or nothing like that. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm Gucci.
Exactly. I mean, who? I ain't maladjusted. I mean, life circumstances may have knocked me down, but I ain't maladjusted. I mean,
yeah.
And besides, most of the stuff that I was taught by my mom, my father, and my uncles, and all my other relatives, those are the lessons I took with me as an adult. Now, it took a little longer for some of them lessons to learn, but I learned them.
Eventually, yeah, exactly. Like, I seen my mama go back to school with her kids, go get a job in that field, go save up enough, buy her a house to go on, and now she owned the trucking business. So, like, I've seen her do all them adjustments, and that's why I continue to hustle the way I hustle. Because I was like, well, my mama was a hustler. I know I can hustle.
Exactly. Anything is possible, man.
So people don't understand the valuable lessons that the childhood that we had taught us. Yeah, we got them whoopings, but it taught us, hey man, we can't be really doing this because it's always consequences. You know how many times I was like, man, let me not mess with these people, because if I go to jail, when I get out, my mama gonna kill me.
Exactly. Not only am I gonna be in trouble with the law, I'm gonna be in trouble with my mama.
Yeah, I ain't worried about the law.
It's my mama I'm worried about. It's what my mama gonna impart on me when I get up out of here.
I get up out of here. I might want y'all to keep me a little longer.
Hey man, can y'all keep me just a little while longer? I mean, like another 24 hours. Why? Because I need my mom to simmer down a little bit.
No, this gonna be for real.
Exactly, man. But yo, man, I've enjoyed this conversation with you, man. I mean, so many nuggets that were dropped, man, and stuff like that. Now a couple of things I want you to do. I want you to what message, if any, could you give to the younger artists that are discovering their talent, looking to make a name for themselves, but also looking to impact the music scene. What piece of advice could you give them?
Don't let nobody tell you what you can't do.
Facts. Big facts.
Anything you want to do is possible. You just got to get in the right place where the people, you got to get in the right place, meet the right people that assist you on what you want to do.
Big facts. Love it. I love it. Now, the other thing that I always ask my guests, as we conclude, we all know life's a marathon. I mean, everybody knows this. Everybody knows the stages of that marathon. There's a beginning stage. You're coming out the gate. There's a middle stage where you're picking up, you have your pace and you're going at the pace that you're going with. And then there's this end stage where you're reaching the finish, the finish line is right there and you want to finish strong. Looking at the totality of, who you are, your music, and what we talk kind of like legacy building and things of that nature. What stage in your marathon are you in right now?
I'm gonna say the middle, because I feel like the middle is the growth stage.
Got you.
Like, not to be religious, but they say that Jesus started at 33 or something. Like,
yeah,
he was 33 and then he took off. And
yep.
So sometimes you will get there fast. Some people will get there faster than others.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But once you get there in that middle stage and that growth start happening, you like, oh, I want to see some more. You get addicted to the growth. You be like, man, listen, man, I just did this from this year, and now look how much more I know, or look how much more I can do, or look how much more this have grown for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm in the middle stage, definitely.
That's what's up, man. Because I think when you think about the middle stage, if you put it perfectly, that's your growth stage. That's where you're learning you're learning what you need to do to help yourself propel yourself more forward.
Yeah.
You're growing and you're learning. You're learning, you're growing, you're learning, you're making mistakes, but you're learning those lessons from those mistakes, and you're continue to push forward. So I like that. A lot of people don't look at the middle stage of where they are as a growth stage, but for you to look at it in that perspective, because is for me is a very refreshing, because no one has ever mentioned that in that manner. Because a lot of people say, well, I'm running this race and I'm in the middle stage and I'm just keep pushing forward. But you said growth.
Nah, you want to grow.
That is very important, bro.
You don't want to be in the same spot you were in right now 5 years from now.
Exactly.
You don't want to do that. You want to continue to grow. That's like you being 20-something years old and you start renting an apartment. Do you want to forever rent an apartment, or do you want to eventually grow your bank account and have a house?
Exactly.
You can grow your family in. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes we just got to take things in perspectives. And some people young age, like when I was young, I lived through so much stuff. to
Right.
now, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, now that I know this, now that I lived through this, I can avoid these mistakes. And now I can do it like this to keep my trajectory going up.
That's it.
In reality, life is like the stock market. It go up, go down, go up, go down, go up, go down. Like
Exactly.
it's that's what life is. You just got to enjoy the ups and downs. Like you got to be here for it.
Yep.
Even in one of my songs that I got, I said, "We are different because I enjoy the pain."
Exactly. I like
Like
that. I love that. I love
because
that.
through that pain and through that adversity, it's gonna just make me tougher to deal with when I get to where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like
Ooh,
it's gonna be a problem when I get there.
ooh. You said, boy, you said a whole mouthful right there. That's something that anybody can take away in you and apply. You said a whole mouthful right there, man. Man, tell y'all right now. Listening audience, viewing audience, man. So many gems were dropped right here by this young man right here, man. I cannot wait to see what else he has going on, and how he grows and progresses, not only as an artist but also as a human being and as a father. Man, I'm looking forward to seeing your growth, man. Looking forward to continue following you and just you know being cheering you on and stuff like that, man. That's good. That's word right there. I first of all, I appreciate you coming on, but I can't let you go without letting our viewing and listening audience know who you are, where they can find you on social media, and also any upcoming events you got going on, and any type of album or EP releases you got going on. So the floor is yours.
All right, everybody. For y'all that don't know, I'm FB Blacc, FB Blacc. You can find me on TikTok at FB Blacc. You can find me on Instagram, FB Blacc, Spotify, FB Blacc, Apple Music, FB Blacc. These are FB Blacc. Any streaming platform you can find me on as FB Blacc. Now on my Facebook, I'm AGE FB Blacc. So you can also still find me under that FB Blacc. You just got to put the AGE in front of it. And also, I just want to say I appreciate you for having me on your radio show.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. Oh, let everybody know about the
Oh
about
yeah,
your EP release.
I definitely got my EP coming out called Black's World. Y'all look for it. January 28th is dropping. I'm having a party in the Springfield, Massachusetts area. If y'all here, we at the level 5 from 5 till later on that night. Like later on that night. We partying all night. We got all type of artists, page artists that gonna perform before I get up there. And then when I get up there, I'm gonna close it down. I'm gonna shut it down like I always do.
That's what's up, y'all. That's what's up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and countrymen, I want to introduce to you, want to reintroduce to some, and introduce to a whole lot of others. Page label artist FB Blacc, man. You guys can check him out on social media at FB Blacc. If you guys check him out on Facebook, you put AGE FB Blacc. That's how you find him. But all other social medias like Instagram and other Facebook pages, you can find him at FB Blacc. Also, Black's World. The EP is going to be released. EP is releasing Friday, January 28th. If you are in the Springfield, Massachusetts area, go check him out. It's going to be a nice event. Page label artists are going to be there. FB Black's going to come to the stage and shut it down. So if you are in the Mass area, please go check him out. And also check out his EP that's going to be released on all streaming platforms. So you guys, please do that. Do me that big favor and do that, man. Because because artists, writers, creatives, period. We we appreciate the buys and stuff like that, but it's really your support it's really your
Yeah,
support by liking our pages and liking our performances and things of that nature is what what really drives us. Again, don't get me wrong, buys are good, but support is the best. Support is just as much as an important currency as buying our EPs, buying our albums, buying our books, and things of that nature. So if you guys are in the Massachusetts area and you're looking for something that's going to be nice and entertaining, go check out the performance on the 28th. There's an album, there's an EP release party in Massachusetts for FB Blacc. Trust me, if you guys go, you ain't gonna be disappointed.
Because it's gonna be a party. It's gonna be a vibe all night.
That's
Like,
it. That's it.
y'all
That's it.
heard Drop It. You like Drop It? Oh, it's way more vibey stuff that I'm coming up with on this EP. Like, the people that know me know that this not me, and it's gonna shock them.
Exactly. And like I said, man, you check this young man out, man. He's first of all super talented, but also has a mind for legacy, and also has a mind for pushing the needle forward as it comes to bringing the New England vibe and putting New England on the map as far as music is concerned. So I want you guys to not only check him out, but also check out all the Paisley label artists, man, and just show your support and show your support and show your love for these guys, not only by showing up at events, but also just hanging out and speaking with them, because not every artist or every author or every creative is standoffish because they're not. I know that I'm not, because I talk to whomever. So
I definitely talk to you. You can hit me up on Facebook. I talk to you. You can hit me in person. I talk to you. It do not matter. I like talking to people. I like entertaining people and all that. So we yeah.
that's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to conclude this episode of TraillBlazerz with me, your host, Frederick Beaty, and also my special guest, Paisley label artist, Mr. FB Blacc. As I stated before, follow him on social media at FB Blacc. Also, his EP releases. EP will be released on the 28th to all streaming platforms. Check that out. That's Black's World, releasing on the 28th on all streaming music platforms, and also an EP release party. If you are in the Springfield, Mass area, go check that out. Paisley label artist will be there. FB Blacc will be the last artist there, and he's going to shut it down. So make sure you guys check that out. And as I stated before, that will conclude this episode of TraillBlazerz with Frederick Beaty. 3 things I always want to leave everybody as we conclude. Number 1, take care of each other, be kind to each other. And last but most certainly not least, it's a crazy world out here. Please be safe out here. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. Also, just before we go, one other thing too. Also, make sure you guys continue to tune in to us every Monday for My Life Has Destiny podcast with Quint Jones, Coco Fenton, and also Terrence Jackson. And also every Tuesday with the Takeover with Bobby. And on the Takeover with Bobby, we're so glad to have her back into the fold, man. And she's going to bring some great content for us. And make sure you guys just keep your eyes on us, man. We got some good things going on. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook, and also check out our YouTube page to where we stream our broadcast live every Monday, every Tuesday, every Friday. Also, guys, make sure you guys tune in for this coming Wednesday. I'm going to have Dr. David Evans, the president and CEO of the PIC TV network, and we're going to have a nice conversation with him as it pertains to his network and the opportunities that are going to be available for people who are interested. Thank you guys so very much for tuning in. We love y'all, and there ain't nothing you can do about it. We love y'all to life, and there ain't a damn thing y'all can do about it. As I always say, be careful, stay safe, take care of each other. Love y'all.